future. Learn more at currentcast.org.
All right, 88.5 FM radio, the voice of Maui. You're tuned into the Motherhood. It's Thursday. It's 2 o'clock. Of course, I'm your host, Allie B. Along my side is Sarah Rodriguez as we tackle all your burning questions about parenthood.
Burning questions. That's very appropriate for today's topic.
Burning questions.
Does that sound like?
Well, that could sound like a couple of things.
You catching what it's supposed to sound like, though?
Oh my gosh, we are broadcasting out of KAKU 88.5 FM radio. Of course, we are broadcasting out of Akaku Community Media Center in downtown Kahului. You can be a part of this show today if you call in at 808-273-3435. We have an exciting show.
I'm really excited for today's show. I
haven't even seen you in like weeks.
It has. It's been like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, because Coco was sick.
And
then you went.
And then I went into Thailand.
You float away.
I flew away.
You was flowing.
I flew.
You were the kicking lady.
I was.
You were like,
gee, they had me kicking so many times.
I saw that. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I almost threw up.
Really? But that's okay. Because
it's good for me.
Yeah. I think, right, you're supposed to like get to that point when you're working out.
Yeah, where you're almost like, whoa, I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah, and then you keep
pushing.
pushing.
I'm going to throw up. And then you don't.
It's like the exercise shows, and they're like, keep working, ladies.
Just one more.
I know you feel the burn. And you're like, oh, go home.
Like, it burns so bad.
Oh, my gosh. So today on the Motherhood, we are talking the legalization of marijuana.
What?
Hello. We've been waiting for this day, all the mothers in the world, where we could craft and play with toys while we were stoned with our kids, and glitter wouldn't matter.
No.
Cookies wouldn't matter.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's legal.
Yeah, right?
This is a very happy day.
A whole nother ball game of conversation you need to have with your kids, right? Because DARE. You know, it was like, oh, your parents smoke pot. You remember
they're
it was
bad.
Like a big thing.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
Yeah. Wine and
Times
pot.
are changing.
Right?
Times are changing.
So I wanted to talk about that. And then I don't think I have a ton of celebrity news today.
Yeah.
You got any
I don't got any celebrity news. I haven't been up to date on the celebrity.
Yeah,
I know that like Kim had her baby.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
so
been a
let's
big deal.
So Kim and Kanye had their baby, and so the speculation was that their youngest sister was the surrogate.
So Kylie was the surrogate?
Well, we haven't seen any pictures of Kylie
What's
pregnant.
up with Kylie?
She's just been hiding.
She's been hiding all pregnant.
Right. And then Kim and Kanye named their baby Chicago.
Why?
I was like,
why?
And then they were at the movies like 2 days later, and I was so irritated.
Well, of course they're at the movies 2 days later. She didn't pop it out of herself, so she can. She can go to the movies too.
No,
I know,
but
the next day.
That is not cool. You waited all this time for a baby, and you held it one day, and then you're like, "Here, nanny."
Right? I'm gonna go to the movies.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either, actually.
And then, of course, I haven't seen you since the ballistic missile event. Which,
oh my gosh.
Listen, it was the worst thing, but at the same time, the most comical thing, because I remember, like, I called you. Right? I'm like, Sarah.
I know. I'm
like so worried about Sarah. I'm like, Sarah needs to get and you're like, I'm driving to the cannery. Do you have a cannery? I'm like, a cannery? Girl, I'm dead. I live in a wood shack, okay?
That's why I was like, go to a cannery. Go to a cannery. That was so scary.
Was definitely scary. And it's like you have to explain it to your kids really what's happening. My husband's like scrolling on Facebook.
You know, it's funny. I talked to people that didn't have kids, and they were like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Yeah. I just went right back to sleep, blah, blah, blah. Like, so many people didn't even take it like a big deal. But the people that flipped were people with kids.
Right.
Moms with kids, dad with kids. Like, it was like, whoa.
It is. It's
the
crazy.
end of the world.
And, Kailea walked around for a full day like, wow, we almost died. Like, she wrote me a little note like,
she was traumatized from it.
I know we almost died today, but I thank you for everything you did for me. And I'm like, this poor kid, Like, I feel so bad for her.
That was so scary.
I know. So
that was horrible.
I thought that was kind of sucky. We are on a family health project right now.
I love that.
My daughter's kind of.
I was confused when you texted me and you were like, I'm going to get my kids fit. And I was like, does she mean like naughtiness?
Well, not Kailea. All of my kids have have unhealthy eating habits.
Yeah.
And they like to lay around and eat. And it's like to the point where, they're not as athletic. And like they're growing, they can't fit in their clothes. And it's not because they are growing. It's because they eating too much.
They eat too much.
So I got my kids walking. We're walking like 2 or 3 miles in the evening and then coming home. And Kaila's been helping me make salad. We made boca burgers.
Ooh.
She had, we've been testing out some.
That's nice too. Bonding
we did
walks
lettuce wraps
at night.
And she can talk to me about all that. She told me all about tigers and bears and all the things she learned about Alaska and blah, 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 blah. So
oh my God,
it's
that's
been kind
great.
of cool. So I've been kind of working on that.
Yeah, and she's been having fun doing it, huh?
Yeah, it's been good. Also, my son is not doing good in school. I had a meeting with the school.
Oh, no.
He's regressing in his learning, and he can't recognize his own name or any of the letters. And it got me thinking, like a lot of us parents, we decorate our kids' rooms and we make it really cute and it's super cute. But one thing that we are lacking all the time are our alphabet and our numbers. It's something that we never think of putting in our kids' rooms. We have books and we have Barbie section, we have Legos, but you need to have the alphabet up. So when I got the big alphabet cards and we put them up on the wall.
Perfect.
And then every day in the morning and at night we are going, let's do our ABCs, and then we go down the ABCs. So
that's a good idea. Has he been like catching on a little bit better
it's helping.
now?
We're going to be tested on Monday, but fingers crossed we'll figure it out.
One step at a time.
But yeah, you know what I mean? I think it's a great step, like if you're a mom and you want to try to enforce some, healthy.
To make it funner too. Yeah, I like that. Just putting it up there on their walls.
Yeah.
And they wake up doing it, make it a fun.
Yeah.
Make a little song.
Right. And I mean, I have kind of forgot about doing that the last kid. I didn't do any alphabet stuff in his room. He had street signs and this and that, but he never had the basics. So you really got to start with the really basics.
Young, huh?
Yeah.
You got to start young.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that's okay.
One story I wanted to I wanted to air a sound clip because I don't know if you missed this because you were in Thailand. I've been kind of watching this Kelly. Her name is Megan Kelly. She's on the Today Show. She has like an hour segment. And at first I didn't really like her until I saw this segment.
Okay.
She's basically interviewed Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda.
Oh, Jane Fonda,
an actress in Hollywood who's had a lot of plastic surgery, who's never had a problem.
She's the exercise lady right now. Yeah.
She's never had a problem talking about her plastic surgery. And so Megan asked her a question about it, and she fully just got really upset and didn't want to answer it. And so she went on social media and started blasting Megan Kelly.
Oh no!
And Megan Kelly released a statement.
Oh, let's hear it.
And so I wanted to air it and then see what you think.
Okay,
so, hold on one second.
Now, a word on Jane Fonda, who appears to be fixated on an exchange I had with her months ago on this show. You admit you've had work done, which I think is to your credit. But you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that now?
Well, one of the things people think about when they look at you is how amazing you look.
Well, thanks. Good attitude, good posture, take care of myself. But let me tell you why I
When she first complained publicly after the program, and repeatedly, I chose to say nothing, as my general philosophy is what other people think of me is none of my business. However, Fonda was at it again last week, including here on NBC and then again elsewhere, so it's time to address the poor me routine. First, some context. Fonda was on to promote a film about aging. For years, she has spoken openly about her joy in giving a cultural face to older women. Well, the truth is, most older women look nothing like Fonda, who is now 80. And if Fonda really wants to have an honest discussion about older women's cultural face, then her plastic surgery is tough to ignore. Fonda herself knows this. She knows this. And that is why, to her credit, she has discussed her cosmetic surgery pretty much everywhere before coming on our show.
year I had plastic surgery, and I have been very public about it. I had to admit it. I feel so good. I'm so happy, and I didn't want to look kind of tired and jolly anymore. I feel so great and so rested, and I look so different, and I just decided, and I'm not proud of it, I decided I wanted to look more like how I feel.
And she said the same to Entertainment Tonight, to Access Hollywood, to W Magazine for a cover piece, to The Guardian. I could go on. Apparently, when she came here, however, again to promote her film about aging, I was supposed to discern that this subject was suddenly off limits. Look, I gave her the chance to empower other women, young and old, on a subject which she purports to know well, and she rejected it. That's okay. But I have no regrets about that question. Nor am I in the market for a lesson from Jane Fonda on what is and is not appropriate. After all, this is a woman whose name is synonymous with outrage. Look at her treatment of our military during the Vietnam War. Many of our veterans still call her Hanoi Jane. Thanks to her radio broadcast, which attempted to shame American troops. She posed on an anti-aircraft gun used to shoot down our American pilots. She called our POWs hypocrites and liars and referred to their torture as understandable. Even she had to apologize years later for that gun picture, but not for the rest of it. By the way, she still says she is not proud of America. So the moral indignation is a little much. She put her plastic surgery out there. She said she wanted to discuss the plight of older women in America. And honestly, she has no business lecturing anyone on what qualifies as offensive.
Hello today.
Now, how do you think of that situation?
Wow.
You know, I didn't like Megyn Kelly when she first came out.
Bravo her to her,
But then, you know, I really started watching her show and I thought, this woman is really down to earth. Like, she just, I don't think that Jane Fonda should have treated Megyn like that.
No,
I mean,
I don't
she's
think
come
so
out
either.
On so many news outlets and said it. Not to mention that my dad happened to be like a huge Jane Fonda fan back in the day. And he was in the military, like in, you know.
I didn't get the whole
Vietnam.
military thing. What did she do? She posed with a gun?
She protested against the Americans being in Korea during the Vietnam War.
Oh, okay.
Or in Vietnam, you know what I mean? So she was anti-war.
Okay.
Well, we have a lot of people that fought in that war to protect the United States.
Right.
And she was laughing and joking about it.
Disrespectful.
So, I don't know. I mean, get plastic surgery, don't get plastic surgery. I mean, how can you say that you're out representing women and then you've had like a lot of work done?
Yeah, and then you don't want to address it.
And then you don't want to address it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you want to address it, but if you don't want to, then
Right?
Right? No,
So
Jane Fonda.
Keyword is women, you don't need any work done.
And if you do, that's okay. That's okay if you want to get some work done too.
But you don't necessarily need it.
No.
I think like society makes us think that we have to, but no one sees us naked. Like no one cares if your
Nobody
left boob is
cares.
bigger than the right or if you have like a stretch mark because
Nobody cares.
No one cares.
No one
Trust
cares.
me, if your husband's seeing you naked, he doesn't care either. He's just really excited.
Right?
To see
Exactly. Guys, don't pay attention to those little details. It's us that pay attention to those little details.
Yeah.
We're really the ones judging our bodies.
Right.
They don't care. They
we
just see
are very,
curves.
we are very judgmental of
yeah.
ourselves. You
They
know?
don't really care about that kind of stuff.
It's kind of a sucky thing.
It really is.
And then we raise our daughters to be like that.
Exactly.
You know, because then our kids are like, oh my God, do I look cute before school? And I'm like, you're in the 3rd grade.
Right. Exactly.
You don't need to look cute at school.
You don't need to
You need
care.
to learn
Right?
at the school.
Right.
You
You
know?
pick up a book, girl.
Man, yeah. I think I was really worried about how I looked even in school too.
I was so worried about how
like
I
if
looked.
people had certain things, I was like, well, I need to have 2 colored push down socks. Do you remember those?
Push down socks.
Do you remember those colored socks and they were like long and then you scrunched them down?
No, I don't remember
Come
those socks.
Come on.
I think
The
my
puffy-
generation had like way different style because it was like really cool to be hippie. Like when
What year
I was
did
in
you graduate?
Well, I dropped out, but I would have been 2005.
Okay, because I graduated in 98 and I would have said like in my elementary school, we'd wear 2 color socks and then we'd like
Scrunch them down.
scrunch them and or we'd roll them. Yeah. It was like totally 80s. Oh, God. I don't know.
Yes, I guess it was like early 90s then for me.
Yeah,
So it was
you
like
were
the
in the grunge.
jeans.
You were in the
Yeah.
grunge
It was the
phase.
grungy. Yeah.
You were in 90210's phase.
It was like
you know.
big old like combat boots.
You were in Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek.
You know,
Yeah,
ugly
you're
cry
right.
face boys.
That's so true.
Talking about their little sexual escapades in the 90s.
Probably why the guys were like that at my age.
by the creek. Not as if anyone lived by a creek or whatever. It's like the stupidest thing ever.
That was a really dumb show, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, it's that time again to take a break. But, you know, when we come back, we are going to jump right into the marijuana conversation. So if you are by your radio and you want to get in on the conversation,
Get on in.
Get your phones ready. The phone number is 808-873-3435. And we're going to be talking the legalization of marijuana when we come back. You're tuned into 88.5 FM radio, the voice of Maui. Funding for K is provided in part by Dekine Air Conditioning and Heating, located in Kihei. New units, sales, and service on most makes and models. Call 808-276-2319 or email dekinehvac@yahoo.com.
If you are a business interested in underwriting programming on 88.5, please call 871-5554 or email us at radio@akaku.org.
Thank you to Dekine Air Conditioning and Heating for their support of KAKU, the voice of Maui.
I'm David Packman, host of The David Packman Show, heard Monday through Friday on KAKU 88.5 FM at our new time, 4 o'clock. Analysis, commentary, interviews, and more from a perspective not offered on corporate media. Not only news from the front lines of progressive issues, but facts that are factual and information that is actually informing. The David Packman Show, heard now at 4 p.m. on KAKU, the voice of Maui.
Funding for KAKU, the voice of Maui, is provided in part by DeKind Air Conditioning and Heating, located in Kihei. New unit sales and service on most makes and models. Call 808-276-2319 or email dekindhvac@yahoo.com. If you are a business interested in underwriting programming on 88.5, please call 871-5554 or email us at radio@akaku.org.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What we're gonna do now is go back.
Forgetting about those commercial breaks, mamas.
Whoopsies.
You're tuned into 88.5 FM Radio, the voice of Maui. I'm your host, Allie B. Sarah Rodriguez, as we tackle everything parenthood.
Yep.
Of course, today on our show, we're talking the legalization of marijuana.
Marijuana.
Yeah, you know, in California, it was just legalized. I wanted to play a little clip and hear what you guys had to think about that before we get started.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
The rest of our day. I mean, I'm really excited about the legalization of marijuana.
I'm super
but
excited
I think
about
it also opens up another can of worms for us parents at how we communicate with our kids about marijuana.
You're so right. Mm-hmm.
Marijuana is not anymore a drug. It is more of a medicine. Mm-hmm. And most people are using it for that purpose. Yep. So I wanted to play this video. Let's have a look and see what you think of this.
According to the CDC, across cities and suburbs, more and more parents are using marijuana. Its use among adults is up nearly 50%. We visited with one group of moms who smoke pot every day, even at
next to the green rush in the Golden State, California opening 2018 with its first legal recreational marijuana sale. But not everyone is celebrating the new cash crop. ABC News senior national correspondent Matt Gutman reports from Southern California.
Tonight in California, they're lining up to light up.
We've been looking forward to this day for a long time, haven't we?
Marijuana today became legal to buy and possess for anyone 21 and over. Lines forming outside dispensaries from Oakland to San Diego.
We were here at about 5 o'clock this morning. It's history.
And business is set to boom in what's expected to be a $7 billion industry in the state. And tonight, dispensaries are bracing for the rush.
We're getting ready. We have 5 new registers, 6 new bud tenders.
These stores now offer cannabis coffee, cookies, candy, even dog treats.
But easy access makes the California Highway Patrol uneasy.
You can look at the states that have legalized it, and they've seen an uptick in collisions and fatal collisions. So it's definitely a concern for us.
Tom, with legality come taxes. The California pot industry is expected to generate over $1 billion in taxes. Now, some of that is already earmarked towards marijuana research, education, and drug treatment programs.
Wow. So what do you think of that? I mean, the legalization of marijuana in California. I lived in California.
I think, happy day.
I didn't live there long enough to see this through.
This is good stuff.
I hate California. I'm like, I don't hate California anymore. You know, a lot of people are marijuana users. Mm-hmm. I did homework on it. I know that, like, I think that I read at least 42% of Americans have tried marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that sounds legit.
Yeah, so I mean, It's like a lot of people.
That's a lot.
I also think that in certain states like Colorado, the crime level has gone down with the legalization of marijuana. They're making money for their state, and also since marijuana has been legalized, the decrease of younger students, junior high and high school, has decreased. I mean, it was on an incline for 7 years, and now it's like it's not that popular anymore when your parents do it.
It's so true, huh? It's like reverse psychology.
Yes.
It's like, no, fine, kids, here's some weed. They're like, no, never mind.
They're like, no, I'm not
never
really
mind. It's
into
not
that.
cool anymore if mom says it's okay to do it.
Right, exactly. So it opens up a big can of worms. How do you talk to your kids about
Yeah, how do
situations?
you talk to your kids about it?
I think that you need to be age appropriate.
Definitely
You
age
know?
appropriate and very open about it.
yeah.
I mean, everyone's talking about it. They're going to get their information from a bunch of different sources. Might as well be you, mama.
Right, that's exactly it. And it's like, of course, we need to talk to our little kids and we need to kind of explain it in a different way. Like, it's mommy's medicine or it makes mom feel better, you know. And then when we get to preteen and teen, we need to start giving them hard facts.
Yeah.
You know, about the drug. So what are hard facts about marijuana? Well, marijuana is referred to the dried leaves, the flowers, the stems, and the seeds as cannabis. It's a plant and it contains a mind-altering chemical called THC and other similar compounds. In 2015, more than 11 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 25 used marijuana in the past year. In that time frame, but the rates, like I said, of middle schoolers and high schoolers have dropped.
This is great.
From a level of a huge increase for the last several years. So I think it's great. Now, how can you use marijuana? You can smoke it. You can vape it. You can roll it up.
You can put it in tea.
You can put it in tea. You can eat it. I mean, there's several different ways that you can use it. And now, what are the effects of marijuana? Because also, as a parent, you need to know everything.
Yeah.
You don't want to walk into the group blind and do your
research.
This is a hardcore. You don't need to cry in the corner when you find out that your teenager smoked weed because chances are
they're
just being more creative and drawing more and doing homework.
A little hungry. They're a little hungrier.
You obviously don't want to create a lazy smoker.
No.
You know.
But that's like such a stereotype for like smokers.
Yeah,
you know?
right,
Like I know
because
so many super productive smokers.
Right.
Like
well, that's another thing that was in a lot of the research that I did is like, they're really high up people in the industries, all different types of industries that are users. And sometimes in most cases, it makes a person more creative. A regular smoker can get more done, than you can get more done when you
go a little.
You're like, you know what? I'd much rather scrub the toilet like
right?
this.
I would much rather edit this with a little extra.
Do you want to play with glitter, kids? Why not?
Right? You want to make cookies?
The rest of the week, you're just like, you know what? I don't have time for this. And I told you, we're not playing glitter.
Exactly. And then you get all into it and like, let's do some crafts.
Yeah, right? So what effects does marijuana have on you? Well, according to statistics, it alters your sense of time. Your mood. It impairs your body movement. It'll give you hallucinations and
hallucinations. What are they smoking?
First of all, I thought these last rings, the hallucinations, the delusions, and the psychosis.
What?
I don't necessarily think that they did their homework on that.
No. Okay. All right.
Because I don't think that
exactly.
That's
what exactly are you smoking that you're hallucinating?
Right. Health effects. Now, what health effects does marijuana have? Well, in certain people that already have breathing issues, breathing problems can become more apparent.
That makes sense.
So
Okay.
but it also increases your heart rate for those. And sometimes they say that people form a condition where they have more intense nausea and vomiting because of marijuana use.
I think it's done the opposite for
I've
me.
never met anyone that actually had a problem with it.
I've never, ever ever either.
Yeah.
And I've known a lot of smokers.
Well, I mean, almost everybody in this day and age is
a smoker.
Is a smoker, right?
Yeah.
So what are street names for marijuana? Because it's like...
Let's hear them street names.
There are hundreds of street names for marijuana. Now, we're talking the difference between regular street weed, like catnip, chronic, climb, crazy weed, daga, jay, jive, keef, kine, Kush, those are just some of the simple names. And then for the better quality cannabises, you have bud, chronic, dank, good stuff, the hydro. and then we go on to slang names for cannabis: too long, airplane, alligator cigarette.
Alligator
I've never heard of
cigarette.
that.
That's a new one.
Blunt, doobie, fatty.
Heard all those.
J, joint.
Yeah.
You know, all of those fatty.
Yeah, heard them.
Roach, spliff.
Heard them.
These are all basic. And then some of them were kind of AK-47.
I've heard that one before.
Blueberry, Blue Dream, bubble gum, Gorilla Glue. Haze.
It's like different strands, right?
Yeah.
The names of different strands.
No, and then if you were a part of the medical marijuana group, you're going into these dispensaries and they have them labeled. I mean, they'll tell you what strain it is. There's strains for if you need to be more productive. There's a strain for if you have pain. There's a strain for if you have a lack of sleep and you need help with that. There's different strains of marijuana everywhere, so it is pretty readily available.
It is,
in most states, right? So
this is all very exciting.
You know, what about parents? Because
so what about parents?
now we are legalizing marijuana. How do we act as moms and dads? How do we smoke marijuana in a safe environment, safely around our children? Or do you smoke around your kids or do you not? You know,
what's the right answer? I don't know.
One of the girls that was on our Facebook, and I'm going to have you read some of their comments in a little bit after our last break, but she was basically saying that she tells her daughter very openly that it's her medicine, and she does it like she smokes cigarettes, and her daughter could be least interested in it.
Right.
So, but it should be treated like any type of alcohol. You know, you need to obviously keep it up and away from small children.
Right, exactly.
Because there are laws too, you know, and I think that's also
just being responsible about it.
So what are some of the laws? Because I think if we're going to live in a state where it's legal, we need to know, right?
We do need to know. This is good stuff.
Colorado was the first state that legalized it, and the legal rules for Colorado is you need to be 21 years of older, you can possess 1 ounce of marijuana, and tourists can only get up to 7 grams or less of marijuana while
now is that going to be the same rules for Hawaii too, or is it state by state? It's
state
different?
by state, because California also has the rule 21 and over.
Okay.
You can have up to 1 ounce and no more than 6 plants in your house.
Okay.
So an ounce, you know, you got, and
that's a good amount.
Honestly, it's safer. You know, think about it. If you're out buying weed on the street, it's not safe for your children.
It's not safe.
You're
No.
like driving around like
this is great. You can go to a store, pick it out. You know exactly what's in it. It's not laced with some crazy street drug.
You know where it came from. You know the farm that it came from. It's a much safer way
to do it.
And obviously, when you buy in bigger bulk, you are obviously not going to have to be going out and getting it more.
Exactly.
But I mean, we do need to consider the fact that a lot of parents are smoking. So that brings us to our next video.
Okay.
Oh wait, maybe we should
probably take a break
you
real
know what?
quick.
Let's take a break, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play a little video on our way out. No, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe we should just talk for another minute or not.
Okay.
You know, I think that we don't know if Hawaii's going to get to this legal place because we're just medical legal.
Right. Wait, we're medical legal, not fully legal to be able to.
Because
so you could have your card.
Right. So in the state of California, you can do it for recreational or medical use.
So you don't have to have your card at all. You can just be like, hey, I want to go buy something, and just go to the store and go buy some.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You could just like go to the store.
Oh,
Over here, you have to have a medical card saying that you have a medical reason to need it, which is not difficult to find, really.
No,
if
it's
you need
not.
to.
I got some back
But I mean, a lot of people do use it for
medical
legitimate
stuff.
reasons.
Yeah.
It's not like most people are just like, oh, you know. Oh, I mean, I guess if you enjoy it.
Well, yeah, it is nice.
Right? Well, you know, I mean, most of us parents enjoy that kind of stuff on a Wednesday, on a Friday, on a Saturday.
On any day. On any day.
So we're going to keep talking about this. We're going to talk about mothers smoking marijuana and the big trend in America about moms being very open about being marijuana smokers.
I like it.
You're tuned into 88.5 FM radio. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, I'm Shaggy Jenkins, Program Director for KAKU FM, the voice of Maui. We are a listener-supported station, and as such, we depend on your donations and the support of local businesses to keep our broadcast going. If you would like to help KAKU 88.5, please go to our website at kakufm.org/give to make a donation today. Thanks for your support.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish
that.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
KAKU would like to thank the underwriters and sponsors that make the Voice of Maui possible.
Doorway into Light is a nonprofit organization on Maui. We operate Hawaii's only nonprofit funeral home and its only certified green funeral home. Since 2006, Doorway into Light has been supporting the dying and their families and offering community presentations and workshops throughout Hawaii and the mainland.
Please support the businesses that, through their generous donations, empower free speech in the Maui community.
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with cancer? According to American Cancer Society, an average of 19 people a day are diagnosed with cancer in Hawaii. Pacific Cancer Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides free support services for Maui's cancer community. Visit our website for a list of programs or to make a donation. We are all in this together. Call today, 242-7661, or visit our website, pacificcancerfoundation.org.
Man, I'm telling you, these commercial breaks are just killing us.
Right? We just get into these conversations. We're like, oh, wait, we got a radio show that we're doing.
Oh, gosh, you're tuned into the Motherhood here at KAKU. We are really happy that you are tuned into our show.
Sure are.
Of course, if you want to be a part of this pot talk,
come on in.
Give us a call at 873-3435 or leave a message on our Facebook message boards. We'd be happy to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, we really want to know.
We're going to read some of your comments, in just a little bit. But,
awesome.
There is a thing that's trending in America, and it's called stay-at-home moms smoking pot. It is what it is, I feel like a lot of moms are under this major pressure to take care of their houses and to take care of their kids, to make sure homework's done, to make sure everyone's eating healthy, to make sure the laundry's done, to make sure the toilet's
It's so much.
It's a lot.
So much.
And so we laugh about it. We go, moms drink wine, and it's really not that big of a deal. And, the thing is it is kind of like it really isn't really great for you to drink alcohol that much. So that's why marijuana is a great outlet. You could have a little burn, you calm down a little bit, and you're able to deal with your stuff. And it doesn't work for everybody.
No, it doesn't work for everybody. But if it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, if there's some moms out there that would absolutely, under no condition, say that it's okay. We had people on our message boards that say, nope, I firmly believe drugs are bad. And that's
okay for them.
And that's fine.
That's okay for them.
The truth of the matter is that your kids are going to go to high school. They're going to learn about this stuff either way. And it's your responsibility as a parent to be one up on your kids.
I agree.
You need to know the facts, know the rules, need to know how to talk to your children. You need to make sure that these conversations aren't uncomfortable, because you do need to talk about sex and drugs with your kids.
Yeah, it's you that should be talking to them. You.
And you cannot be so out of touch with your kids that you are feeling uncomfortable and they're feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If you have a good relationship with your young adult, talking to them about these things shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
So let's move on to this next video clip from the news talking about marijuana moms, and I want to have everyone's thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah.
CDC across cities and suburbs, more and more parents are using marijuana. Its use among adults is up nearly 50%. We visited with one group of moms who smoke pot every day, even at play dates with their kids, and they claim it makes them better parents.
For Casey Bawden and her friends, play dates mean fun, food, and for the moms, some herbal refreshment.
Mommy needs a joint just as much as mommy needs a glass of wine. You can still be a good parent and use marijuana at the same time.
Today, middle-aged parents are more likely to use pot than their teenage kids. Water chase! For these moms, it's a panacea, taking it to treat their aches, pains, and depression. And they say, as an easy way to relax and boost their productivity. Here in California, recreational pot use is legal.
I can smoke it and go clean my whole house and do all my laundry and just get everything done.
I feel like I am actually more attentive and focused while I am medicated. It kind of gives me that spruce of energy that I don't have.
Casey, who suffers from migraine, says prescription pills left her feeling foggy and disconnected from her kids. So she tried marijuana, having never used it before. Now she grows it on her patio, saying it's made her pain-free and a much better parent. She's even started a blog called The Cannabis Mom.
I've heard from hundreds of moms who use marijuana. They're happy that I'm out there putting it out there. There's so many moms that are still hiding because they're ashamed, and you shouldn't be ashamed.
But some health experts warn parenting on marijuana is a slippery slope.
One's reaction time may be slowed, ability to respond in an emergency, coordination may be impaired.
Some moms that we've spoken to say, look, this calms me down. This is beneficial. This makes me a better mom. Are they just trying to convince themselves of some storyline because they want to smoke pot?
Smoking is inherently unhealthy, and by sending the message that we're smoking something to take the edge off or to cope with pain, that sends a message to our children.
Casey says her moms all practice moderation and use designated drivers when smoking. Her kids know to never touch mommy's medicine, and she always stores it out of reach. But being a pot user comes with some backlash, like when the mom of one of her daughter's friends found her blog, then banned her child from Casey's home.
She's seen that I was a cannabis mom, and then all of a sudden, Savannah's mom's a pothead, and I don't want you hanging out with her anymore.
Her goal? To remove the stigma and normalize moms using pot responsibly.
I feel like people think that marijuana makes you lazy, that you're just going to sit on the couch and kind of let life pass you by and let your kids pass you by. And it doesn't. I'm out there playing with my kids. We're just that normal family.
Well, what do you think of that?
I love that she's doing a blog about it and like just putting awareness that it's like, okay, guys, let's stop these stereotypes and really what is pot really doing for me and explaining it. I love it. I think it's great.
I think you're right too. I agree with you. I think that a lot of moms are hiding it, and it shouldn't really be a big stigma.
It shouldn't be.
I mean, there are so many stories in the news today that you read about parents that do horrific things to their children. And you're telling me, hey, I'm going to give you this. It's going to make you a little happier to be around your kids, and you're going to be a little bit more productive. But you're really horrible.
But you're horrible. Especially like wine. It's like a stay-at-home mom drinking wine. That's no big deal. But I'm sorry, wine affects me a lot more than weed would.
Look at I saw an intervention years ago. A mom, she got so bad into alcohol that she was drinking mouthwash, and she literally was passed out on the lawn. And the kid rode his bike by, and he was like, "Oh, there's mom again, just passed out on the lawn." And it was so bad, but so fun. It's like funny now but then I was like, oh my God, really, women are driving, they're drinking. There was a story a few years ago, a mom had drank a ton of alcohol and had her kids in an SUV and possibly had smoked pot and was on the freeway and ended up crashing, and they all died.
Oh my God, no.
And the toxicology report came back that she had marijuana in her system, and her husband was like, no one even knew that she was this messed up.
Yeah.
So yes, obviously there are different rules that we need to take as parents to be more safe when it comes to marijuana. So number one, you don't ever want to drive around with your kids in the car with your marijuana.
No, let's be smart about it.
You're not going to smoke in the car with your kids.
No.
You need to make sure that if you're going to transport your goods or whatever, that's legal. You don't want to do it illegally.
Don't do it with your kids.
Do it safely. You need to treat it like alcohol. Obviously, if you have your alcohol locked up in a case,
you
where
should
your
have
children
your
can't
weed
get
locked up too.
Your marijuana, and the same with prescription medication. We normally keep our prescription medication high up, so we want to do the same with marijuana. I know my mother-in-law taught me how to organize my prescription drugs by date in a box, and then I check it every 6 months, and I look at expiration dates, and I do all that. It's the same thing with this, and then obviously you talk to your kids about it. You don't want to be secretive or be hiding about it,
because then they're curious about it.
They'll be more curious about it. Yeah, if you're really open with them, you explain to them, what your thoughts are about it, and like I said, the facts, and I think that outweighs a lot. I don't think that we're necessarily raising pot smokers because we smoke pot.
I definitely don't think that. If anything, the opposite. It's not going to be the cool thing. Yeah, like mom does it. Who cares if I do it then?
Ironically, my daughter now has a boyfriend.
Oh yes,
since you left, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and so the boy, he was having a conversation with him, and she kind of laughed. She says, "Mom, he was a little uncomfortable. He didn't know how to tell me." He said, I don't know how you feel about this. He said, "I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you this, but my dad's a pot smoker. He has his legal marijuana, like his medical marijuana card, and he collects fish tanks." And so I was like, and Kamiley kind of laughed. I was like, "Oh, you didn't tell him that your parents are?"
Yeah, right. Oh, she's like, "Oh, perfect." We're gonna blend right in.
But
one big happy family.
It doesn't necessarily mean that because someone raised a kid and being a pot smoker that their kid turned into it. Because
Totally
look
not.
at his son. He was very cautious about how my daughter felt about that and blah blah blah. And my daughter isn't interested in smoking at all. I mean, I've always been pretty open with her. Really became more open about it like when she was like 12 or 13 years old. But obviously you don't smoke and take your kids to school.
Yeah.
You don't go to school functions.
Yeah, I mean, be smart and responsible.
Yeah,
time and a place. Exactly.
I feel like even alcohol, we would wait if we're gonna have wine or alcohol till at bedtime.
Yep.
The kids go to bed and then you partake in something like that. Yep. I feel like the same rules go for pot smoking.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Little nap time. All right, I can go do a load of laundry real quick while they go take a nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Get some laundry done, dishes done.
Yeah, I don't think that it impairs your ability to get things done like this lady said.
No.
It'll slow your judgment.
I think it's the exact opposite. It's
right.
like, hey, let's make these chores fun.
But then again, it's like, for instance, if you come to Hawaii and you've never seen the ocean before, the first day you're on the island, learning how to surf is not an option, I don't think. So I feel the same with marijuana. If you are not a marijuana smoker, you should not just go out and think that it's just like, okay, I'm just going to go smoke some marijuana and drive around, because that's when accidents happen.
Exactly.
And
Ease
things
into
like that.
it.
Yeah.
See how you yourself take to it before you.
And I don't know the statistics for people that are just starting to smoke because it became legal.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that I heard that in Colorado, the number of people that smoke marijuana just for just fun use because it's legal, the percentage is only 8% of Colorado people. It's more of the medical marijuana people that are going into those dispensaries than it is the medicinal. So, it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I believe that they said it would generate $8.7 billion a year.
Wow. See, look at
for
that.
the United States.
This is amazing.
Come on. They say America smokes 22 million pounds of marijuana a year. And you would need you would have to smoke 1,500 pounds of pot to die of an overdose.
Exactly. Has anybody ever overdosed and died from marijuana? No, not a single person.
How long that overdose would take, right? To smoke 15 pounds of weed. I think that might be kind of crazy, right? Oh gosh, I think the most important thing that I've learned out of this whole thing is that you need to be honest with your kids about everything.
Yeah,
I think if you're young and you not necessarily young. I just feel like at a younger age, if you're always kind of open with your kids, you don't ever have a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I was driving in the car with my daughter like, why are you crying, Mom? Because I'm stressed out. Yeah. I never hit it like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's great.
Yeah, exactly. They need to know that that's okay to cry and it's okay.
We have emotions and we go through things, and sometimes we need help. And we don't always have family members to lean to.
That's true.
And you don't necessarily check out emotionally because you smoke pot. But I feel like if you're going through something or you're in a high stress situation, you come home, you can decompress a little bit.
Kind of be in your thoughts.
Healthier way. They also say that nothing is linked to marijuana use, like as far as cancer, prostate cancer, brain cancer, lymphoma, fibromyalgia. None of those things are linked to marijuana use. So, that's the thing. So so that's what makes me kind of question why America's been so
about marijuana, right?
There are parents that have kids that get seizures that are using THC oils to keep their kids from having seizures. There are parents that have children with cancer that are using medical marijuana to help ease their kids' cancer pain. I think if I'm a parent and my kid is going through something, over hell on earth am I going to go to the ends of the earth to get my child whatever they need.
Exactly.
And I think it's ridiculous that the drug companies want us to go towards these fabricated prescription drugs when we have things like marijuana out.
Right.
So,
I completely agree with that.
I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting conversation. That
it really is, huh? It's very controversial.
Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to finish up. We're going to talk about some of your comments about the topic and wrap up today's show. You're listening to 88.5 FM radio, the voice of Maui. Funding for KAKU, The Voice of Maui, is provided in part by Decine Air Conditioning and Heating, located in Kihei. New units, sales, and service on most makes and models. Call 808-276-2319 or email decinehvac@yahoo.com.
If you are a business interested in underwriting programming on 88.5, please call 871-5554 or email us at radio@akaku.org.
Thank you to Decine Air Conditioning and Heating for their support of KAKU, The Voice of Maui.
KAKU 88.5 FM is your Maui community station. The Voice of Maui features great local programming from people like...
Soy Miriam Laraway y te invito a que me acompañes cada viernes a escuchar un programa lleno de diversión, entretenimiento y mucha información. Conexión Latina, 88.5 FM.
Latino Connection, Fridays at noon, KAKU 88.5. The Voice of Maui.
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with cancer? According to American Cancer Society, an average of 19 people a day are diagnosed with cancer in Hawaii. Pacific Cancer Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides free support services for Maui's cancer community. Visit our website for a list of programs or to make a donation. We are all in this together. Call today, 242-7661, or visit our website, pacificcancerfoundation.org.
They say that car crashes happen in slow motion. The reality is that crashes happen fast. There's no time to think and no time to check if your child is in the right car seat. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your kids in the right seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Get more info at safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Oh, 88.5 FM radio, The Voice of Maui. I'm Allie B and Sarah as we tackle your motherhood burning questions of the day.
Burning questions.
Thursday and your 2 o'clock hour. Of course, if you don't have time to tune in to our full show today, we re-air our show on Saturdays at 1 o'clock, so you're not missing anything.
No, you're not.
Of course, you can call us, 873-3435, if you're interested in being on today's show to talk about your feelings about the legalization of marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's a good topic, mamas.
I think it's pretty interesting stuff, and that's why it brought me to this next little video clip that I wanted to air for you guys.
Ooh, let's hear it.
And it's a new mama on the internet, on the YouTube, that I'm really digging. So let's have a look and see what she's saying.
Yeah.
So done with telling my kids that they are great and super talented at doing stuff that they're actually not very good at, like tidying up their room. I don't know one kid on the face of this planet that's actually good at tidying their room, yet we say, oh wow, you did such a good job, and all they did was like pick up one piece of Lego, put it in the laundry basket, or shove their dirty socks underneath the bed. And I'm like, that was not good tidying up. Let's not lie about it. And actually, it's really concerning, because if you say that to your 5-year-old son, think about this. One day, this son of yours is going to be a man, and he will one day be asked by his wife to tidy up. And when he takes his dirty mug of coffee and puts it next to the sink, or throws his dirty underwear next to the laundry basket, that is on you, because you made him believe that that's good tidying up. Telling our kids we're so proud of them for trying their best when they've clearly not tried at all. For example, when you ask your 5-year-old to put on their socks and they're making all these noises, but not actually putting on their socks, don't tell them well done for trying your best. If they were trying their best, they'd have their socks on. It can actually kind of bum them out, because what you're saying is, I think this is your best and this was shit. Telling your kid they have an extraordinary talent at something like arts, for example, and then you show me this. If your son is 12 years old and this is what they're doing in arts class, then don't tell them they're so artistic. It was rubbish. He's not gonna be an artist. Telling your kid is a genius. Now, I looked this up because I'm obviously not above average, so I had to Google it, but geniuses represent 1% of the population, which means it's most likely that my kids are not geniuses, your kids are not geniuses, and neighbors' kids are not geniuses. In fact, most of the people you know's children are not geniuses. So next time you're thinking of telling your kids that they are awesome and talented and amazing at stuff that they're actually quite average at, choose your words. And in any case, have cake, because cake, my friends, cake is genius.
Because
Oh my gosh, isn't that true? I love her. Her
I
name.
like the honesty of her.
Oh God, what is her name again? Her name is Tova Lay.
Tova Lay.
Yeah, and you can check her out on YouTube. She is another mom vlogger. I'm really passionate about following these moms on YouTube. That's inappropriate. My Life Suckers. We play all their stuff on our show. We appreciate them. I think it's wonderful.
I think it's great.
Our show's becoming popular.
This is awesome.
We are really becoming popular. You're going to be like seeing our video clips places and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
You got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I kind of talked a little bit about postpartum depression when you were away with Serena Williams talking about her experience and how she just kind of felt really kind of crappy.
Yeah, I think it just needs to be addressed. And in my upcoming film, we're going to be addressing that a lot because I think it's something us moms really need to talk about.
Right. And I think that when you push through those types of things, your life can change. It's like,
can really
you
change.
should smoke some pot, Mom, because basically a lot of people agree with us. No,
Yeah.
we shouldn't say. You want to say some of these comments? 'Cause we had a lot of parents that commented about
When does it
this
start?
topic.
Is this in the first one?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
any
just
of
start?
them.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
go
we got Danielle, and she goes, I, the 3 are so many uses. I'm not sure what I might be reading it wrong. So many uses that are beneficial. Like anything overuse can have negative side effects. True.
Yeah, obvious.
Everything in moderation. Knowing your limitation is important, and it affects everyone differently because of our individualized limitations. Exactly. Jennifer says, just say no. LOL. Tammy, I always tell my kids marijuana is medicine. I was told by a drug counselor that you have a drug problem when it affects your life negatively. If you smoke and your life is fine, your bills are paid, you take care of your obligations, and you live a productive life, it isn't a problem. It's when you have legal problems, lose your job, can't pay bills, etc., that you need to consider it an issue. Exactly. That's what I feel.
Right.
If your life is good and you're a smoker and there's no issues, then it's fine.
Right, exactly. As long as you're doing it in a safe environment and you're being safe around your kids, these are all things that we need to talk about.
Exactly. We got Mario. Oh, Mario, he's the one with the tiny houses, right? He's always, I just like
Mario
him.
Soto. That's my boy from Cali.
Oh, he's
Grew up with
always
him.
saying nice things. He's always following us.
He's such a good guy.
So he says, be honest and show them facts.
Yeah,
Treat them
that's
like
true.
adults and help them see both sides.
Yeah.
My dad and mom explained both sides to us and helped us see the extreme of how it can be used, both good and bad. Our parents always told us the truth. They respected us, but also showed us that we can be truthful to them back because they would be honest with us.
Right.
I like that.
And I love you, Robert. I love you, Mario. And I love both of the Roberts. Robert is his dad.
Oh, okay.
Great guy. So, yeah, you know what I mean?
I agree with that. Exactly.
I think that's true.
Let's see. I missed it. Let's see. We've got a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Wow. Monica, not until your brain is finished growing. Stefan, it's for grown-ups. If you want to do it when you grow up or drink, go ahead. But if you do it young, it will dry your brain.
That's true.
Michelle, is that a technical term? Dry your brain? LOL, kidding. Michelle. I love her. Leah, it won't dry your brain. There is no medical proof that it does that. There is proof that it kills cancer cells and helps with myriad of ailments. I'm not sure I said that right. Research does not hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Caitlin says, I have epilepsy, and if it wasn't for this medicine, I would lose my mind over all the pills the doctors pushed at me. It is literally my lifesaver.
Wow.
And I've got a friend that has MS, and she said that weed is the only thing, like, she would have, like, these weird episodes where she would, like, all of a sudden start acting like a 2-year-old.
Wow.
Or, like, just, like, would have these crazy episodes. The only thing that would, like, get her back, she would take her bowl out and smoke.
She'd be like,
and then she'd be like, whoa, I'm back.
She's like,
I'm back.
Something happened to me for a
Yeah,
second.
it's
like,
so
oh my
true.
God.
I've heard it from so many people that it's just like it's really helping them. Caitlin says, I do agree with a lot of people. You have to use it like medicine and in moderation. Don't treat it like a drug. They just ruin it for people.
That's true.
And that's so freaking true.
Isn't that true?
That's so freaking true.
Yeah.
Connie, to children, danger, danger, danger. This is an adult product, and just like consuming alcohol, you should have your brain cells in working order before deciding if using it is right for you. Lonnie, do that. Okay, we're gonna just skip that one because we got some swear words in that one. I'm glad I got that.
Love you, Lonnie.
But we hear you, Lonnie.
We'll see you, girl.
We hear you. Jacqueline says, tell them it's better than smoking lined paper trying to be cool and better than cigarettes.
Oh, you know what's ironic about Jacqueline's comment is me and her sister rolled up paper and smoked it.
So it's an inside joke on that one.
Yeah, that was true.
Oh, let's see. Michelle. Oh, Michelle's got a good one. She's got a long one. I would tell my kids that there are different parts of the plant that can be used for different things. The THC and the CBD have different effects, one for the high, the other for pain receptors, and can be extracted separately. It can be made into hemp, cannabis oil, and used to heal certain medical ailments on people. I would say to treat it as a medicine, as that is what it would likely be in our future. I would also tell them there are lots of creeps out there lacing pot with all sorts of crazy fake stuff, chemicals and other drugs, which can be fatal. Which is true, and that's also why it's good that we have dispensaries and we can get it in a safe place, know where it's coming from.
Right.
Let's see, we've got Trisha. If you are going to smoke it, let me get it for you. So I know it's... Thanks, Trisha.
I know, right? I'm really excited about that
That's awesome. Let's see. We got Joe now. My thing is it's less harmful than anything else out there, right? I think it's less harmful than, even alcohol. Legal or not, and it's all natural. But if you're going to turn into a lazy, stoned, let it take... we got cut off right there.
That's true. Yep.
We got a bunch.
So there, we had a lot of comments.
We have a lot of comments.
I think that's great. Everybody's chiming in. Everybody thinks. Everyone has an opinion about it, and not all negative. And I think that you don't have to decide to be a pot smoker if it is not. You're not into it. You don't have to partake in it.
No.
But if you are a parent, you need to be age appropriate. You need to know your facts. You need to be open with your kids, and you need to treat it like any type of alcohol or thing that should be out of reach of your small children. And trust me, if you treat it like that, you're going to have a safe environment for yourself to just enjoy your herb and have a great day being a mother. So that brings us to our last little video I want to go out with, because, a lot of parents always say, what kind of things should people have told me when I got pregnant? 10 things I wish I knew before I had a baby.
Ooh, let's hear
So we
it.
will talk to you guys next Thursday at 2 o'clock. And if you didn't have time to watch this week's episode, Saturday at 1 o'clock, we're doing our re-air. So check this out.
So, you're gonna have a baby.
You're going to have a baby.
You're gonna have a baby.
You're going to get a lot of advice.
Ignore 90% of it. It's worthless. Here's some good advice.
10 things I wish I knew before I became a parent.
Number 10. Everything you're doing is probably the best to somebody and the worst thing that you can possibly do to somebody else. So just do what works for you and don't get on the internet, because you can Google anything and everybody has an opinion. You'll know how to take care of them.
Do not care 1 ounce what other people think about you.
Bam.
Yeah. Number 9.
Get on a schedule, get on a schedule, get on a schedule if you want to live.
Schedule is key to sleep. Schedule.
Number 8.
Everybody leaves this out.
So parenting is hard. Sometimes you just can't handle it.
Take just an hour, go to grandma's, drop the baby off, go get some ice cream, take a 20-minute nap. Make a date night once a week and don't skip it.
Number 7.
This is important. Instead of having to mold them to what you want.
Discover who they are and let them be.
Number 6.
Be prepared for the unexpected, because it will happen.
Like maybe the possibility of having twins. There is a chance that your baby could go flying down a hill and then roll out of her car seat onto the road, which may have happened.
Number 5. You've got to make room for the baby.
Crib, changing table, car seat, stroller. 2 strollers, actually. Bassinet that went into our room, even though he had a crib in his own room. And their toys.
More crap.
He got his own room. He's 5 pounds. He has his own room, right? I don't have my own room.
Number 4. You're going to look back and you're going to say, I wish those times would come back. So keep them. Don't give them all away.
They'll only wear it once, but you'll keep it forever.
Memories are the only thing that you have left after all is said and done.
Number 3. Be grateful for your kids. Be grateful.
Things that you aren't prepared for can turn out to be good things in the end.
Oh, yeah. Worth it. All the poop and snot and screaming and crying and fighting. Worth it. All of it. Totally worth it.
Cherish every single minute. We would never have asked for the challenge, but we were so grateful for what she taught us. We're grateful every day for her life. The best thing that ever happened to us.
Number 2.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
It's gonna be okay.
Some days you're just not going to have a lot of patience, and that's okay.
It really is all just spilled milk.
The house can wait. All of the chores can wait.
You have to remember that this is a massive change in your life. And you're going to feel every emotion there is to feel. Those deep, deep, deep emotions on either side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Number one.
The one thing that you can't understand, that you can't prepare for, that you're not going to know until you experience is
all the love.
The Maui Youth Now Show, focusing on youth culture today. This weekly half-hour show is produced by and created for youth, taking the pulse of youth culture from an island perspective. Watch local news, current events, fun challenges, trending videos, game reviews, and learn about other youth in your community. Join us Tuesdays at 5 p.m. on Akaku 55 or catch us on Vimeo.
This is your radio host, Miriam Laraway from Latino Connection. Connect with us and KAKU 88.5 every Friday at 12 p.m. and a replay on Saturday at 3 p.m. In this show, we explore the Latin community in Hawaii and every Latin country and their traditions, and also music from popular Latin music artists right here on KAKU 88.5, the voice of Maui.
Funding for the Voice of Maui, KAKU, is provided in part by Maui Toyota, located at 320 Hana Highway in Kahului. New Toyota and Scion and pre-owned vehicle sales and service. For information, call 877-2781 or online at maui-toyota.com. If you're a business interested in underwriting programming on 88.5, please call 871-5554 or email us at radio@akaku.org.
You're listening to Letters to Washington on KAKU 88.5 FM, Kahului, Maui, the voice of Maui.
This is Pacifica Radio's Letters on Politics. On today's show,
this is the most challenging time internally, other than the Civil War, in our nation's history. Unquestionably. It's not the only partisan time. The 1790s was intensely partisan. And now we have a situation with the executive authority literally just overriding the Constitution, paying no attention. I've given several examples, like just not having essentially the director being nominated by the Senate, and it just goes on, not executing the laws of Congress, not doing this, not doing the other thing, basically subverting on a million different ways the intent of the Constitution. And this is the time in which the Constitution is being tested.
A conversation on the United States Constitution and its potential breaking points. Our guest is constitutional scholar and teacher Ray Raphael. Ray Raphael is the author of the book, The U.S. Constitution, Explained, Clause by Clause, for Every American Today. That's next on Letters and Politics. But first, the news.
For Pacifica Radio, I'm Eileen Alfandary. More than 20 White House employees working for President Donald Trump have been interviewed by Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team. It's part of his probe